In this video, we'll be learning how to write equations in slope-intercept form. Recall that the equation of a line written in slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. All right, m is your slope, b is the y-intercept. Sometimes the equation that we need to graph will already be written in slope-intercept form. Other times, though, we will need to write the equation in slope-intercept form first so that we can identify the slope of the line and the y-intercept. This will require you to isolate the y variable in the equation, okay? Y needs to be all alone on one side of the equal sign. Y equals mx plus b. Okay, so if your y isn't alone on one side of the equal sign, that's the first thing that we are going to do. So let's check out our first example. Rewrite the equation in slope-intercept form, identify the slope and the y-intercept of the line. So right now it's written as 2x plus y equals 7. All right, y is on the left-hand side of the equal sign, but it's not alone. 2x is on the same side. We don't want that to be there. So in order to isolate y, we're going to have to subtract 2x on each side of the equal sign. Bring your equal sign straight down. And on the left, 2x minus 2x is 0, leaving us with y. And on the right-hand side, we have 7 minus 2x, which is the same as negative 2x plus 7. Negative 2x plus 7. And their equation has been written in slope-intercept form. We can't combine these since they're not like terms, but negative 2 right here is the coefficient of x. This is your slope. So m is negative 2, and your y-intercept, b, in this case, is going to be equal to 7. Okay, so y equals negative 2x plus 7 is the equation of the line. The slope is negative 2. The y-intercept is 7. So if we were going to graph this, we would start at the point 0, 7, and then using the slope, we would go down 2 to the right 1 to get from point to point on our line. Our next example, it asks us again to rewrite the equation in slope-intercept form, and we need to identify the slope and the y-intercept. So here we have 3x minus 2y equals 4, and again, we've got to try to isolate our y variable. So the first thing what we're going to do, again, we're going to subtract 3x on each side. Bring the equal sign straight down. 3x minus 3x is 0, leaving us with negative 2y on the left-hand side. Negative 2y. And on the right side, it equals 4 minus 3x, which is the same as negative 3x plus 4. So negative 2y equals negative 3x plus 4. But again, we need to get y all by itself. Right now, it's being multiplied by negative 2. So we're going to divide by negative 2 on both sides. And again, bring the equal sign straight down. On the left, negative 2y divided by negative 2 is our positive 1y that we're looking for, y. On the right side, we need to divide both parts by negative 2. Okay, so we're going to do negative 3x divided by negative 2 first. Negative 3x divided by negative 2. Well, a negative divided by a negative is actually a positive. And 3 divided by 2, you can't simplify, so we're just going to have 3 halves x. All right, so negative 3x divided by negative 2 is positive 3 halves x. Then we're going to do positive 4 divided by negative 2. 4 divided by negative 2 is negative 2. And so the equation of our line in slope-intercept form is y equals 3 halves x minus 2. This means that our slope, which is the coefficient of x, is 3 halves, and our y-intercept is going to be negative 2. So on the graph, we would start at 0, negative 2, and then using the slope, we would go up 3 and to the right 2 to get from point to point. Okay, so the key here is remembering, if you divide both sides by negative 2, on the right, everything has to get divided by negative 2. So negative 3x divided by negative 2, that was our positive 3 halves x, and 4 divided by negative 2 is negative 2. Let's try example number 3. Again, rewrite the equation in slope-intercept form, identify your slope and y-intercept. Negative 4x plus 2 is 8. We've got to get our y all alone. So this time we'll start by adding 4x to each side. Equal sign comes straight down. And on the left, negative 4x plus 4x is 0, leaving us with positive 2y. And it equals 8 plus 4x, which is the same as 4x plus 8. All right, but that's 2y. We don't want 2y, we just want 1y. So divide each side by 2. 2y divided by 2 is 1y, so y equals 4x divided by 2 is 2x, and 8 divided by 2 is 4. So our equation in slope-intercept form is y equals 2x plus 4. The slope is 2, and the y-intercept is going to be 4. Okay, so again, whatever you do on one side, do to the other side. Divide each side by 2. 4x divided by 2 is 2x. 8 divided by 2 is 4. In our next example, we're going to rewrite our equation in slope-intercept form first because that's going to help us identify the slope and the y-intercept. And then we're going to actually graph the line and we're going to label it with the original equation. All right, so our equation this time, it says 2y minus 3x is equal to 10. We're going to write this equation in slope-intercept form first, which means we have to get our y all alone. So we're going to start by adding 3x to each side. Equal sign comes straight down. Negative 3x plus 3x is 0, leaving us with 2y on the left. And on the right, we have 10 plus 3x, which is 3x plus 10. All right, but now to get y all alone, we have to divide each side by 2, since y was being multiplied by 2. 2y divided by 2 is y, and it equals, I'm going to divide everything by 2. So 3x divided by 2, that's going to be 3 halves x. 3 halves x. And then 10 divided by 2 is 5. So our equation in slope-intercept form, y equals 3 halves x plus 5. So the slope is going to be 3 halves, and b equals 5, which means on our graph here, we're actually going to start at the point 0, 5, since that's the y-intercept. 0, 5 is right here, and then use the slope to get from point to point. We're going to rise 3 and go to the right 2. So go up 3 and to the right 2, and that point would be on the graph. Go up 3, well, I'm actually going to fall off the graph, so let's go back to the y-intercept, and we can go the other direction. We'll go down 3 and left 2. Down 3, left 2, down 3, left 2, down 3, left 2, down 3, left 2, and that got us a few more points. Now let's use our ruler and connect them. So we're going to extend through our points in both directions as far as we can go on our graph. All right, so it's going to look something like that. Don't forget, you need arrows on both ends so that you graph a line and not a segment. And then label with the original equation. So this is the line with the equation 2y minus 3x equals 10. And again, that's equivalent to the line y equals 3 halves x plus 5. So again, get the equation in slope-intercept form to get your slope and y-intercept. Then plot your y-intercept and use the slope to get from point to point in order to create your line. In our next example, again, we're going to take our equation, we're going to write it first in slope-intercept form. That'll allow us to figure out our slope and our y-intercept so that we can graph it on our graph underneath. And again, we're going to label it with the original equation. So let's see if we can get y alone. We'll start by subtracting x on each side. X minus x is 0, leaving us with 2y on the left. And 6 minus x is the same as negative x plus 6. So 2y equals negative x plus 6. And negative x, remember, is the same as negative 1x. All right. Now we'll divide each side by 2 since y was being multiplied by 2. 2y divided by 2 is y. And now we'll divide everything on the right by 2. Negative 1x divided by 2, that's going to be negative 1 half x. All right, negative 1x divided by 2 is negative 1 half x, and then 6 divided by 2 is 3. So our equation in slope-intercept form, y equals negative 1 half x plus 3. That means our slope is negative 1 half. Our b value is 3, which means our y-intercept is at 0, comma 3. So we go up to 0, comma 3 on our graph right here. And now we use our slope to get from point to point. We're going to go down 1 and to the right 2. Down 1, 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 right 2. All right, going back to the y-intercept, we can also go up 1, left 2. Up 1, left 2. Up 1, left 2. Up 1, left 2. And again, just to get some more points. Now we'll use our ruler. Connect all of our points. And our line will look something like that right there. Okay, arrows on both ends. And again, label it with the original equation. This is x plus 2y is equal to 6. In example 6, we're going to rewrite the following equation in slope-intercept form. Identify your slope and y-intercept, then graph and label with the original equation. So 3y plus 12 equals 5x. We've got to get our y all alone. So let's subtract 12 on each side to start. All right, 12 minus 12 is 0, leaving us with 3y on the left. 5x minus 12, not much you can do with that. So that's what remains, 5x minus 12. Now we'll divide each side by 3. 3y divided by 3 is y. And now divide each part of the right by 3. 5x divided by 3 is 5/3 x. So 5/3 x. And then negative 12 divided by 3 is negative 4. So our equation in slope-intercept form is y equals 5/3 x minus 4. Your slope here is 5/3. B is negative 4, which means our y-intercept is at 0, negative 4. 0, negative 4 is down here. All right, and now after we plot that, let's go ahead and get from point to point. We're going to rise 5 and run to the right 3. So up 5, right 3. Up 5, right 3. Up 5, right 3. All right, if I try to go up 5 again, I'm going to be off the graph. So I'll come back here. I'll go down 5 and left 3, and that'll just get me an extra point. And then we use that ruler, and we'll extend through our points in both directions as far as we can go. And we get a picture that looks like this. Arrows on both ends to graph a line. And then the original equation, 3y plus 12 equals 5x. All right, in our next example, more of the same. Rewrite the equation in slope-intercept form. Identify your slope and y-intercept, and then graph the line, label it with the original equation. So negative 2x minus 3y is negative 9. We've got to get our y all alone, so let's add 2x to start on each side. Equal sign comes straight down. Negative 2x plus 2x is 0, leaving us with negative 3y on the left. Negative 9 plus 2x is the same as 2x minus 9 on the right. Now, since negative 3 is multiplying y, we're going to divide each side by negative 3. Negative 3y divided by negative 3 is y. 2x divided by negative 3 is going to be negative, because a positive divided by a negative is negative, so it's going to be a negative 2/3. Negative 2/3 x. And then negative 9 divided by negative 3 is positive 3. So the equation, y equals negative 2/3 x plus 3. M, the slope, is negative 2/3. B is 3, so our y-intercept is at 0, 3. We'll plot that point first. And then use the slope to get from point to point. We're going to go down 2, since it's a negative 2, and then go to the right 3. So down 2, right 3. Down 2, right 3. Down 2, right 3. Down 2, right 3. I'll go back to the y-intercept and go the other direction. We'll go up 2, left 3. Up 2, left 3, 1, 2, 3, there we are, up to left 3, just to get a few more points. And then use the ruler to connect. And our line will look something like that right there. Okay, so again, arrows on both ends. And label with the original equation. This was negative 2x minus 3y equals negative 9. All right, in our next section, we're just going to practice rewriting equations in slope-intercept form. So we're not going to worry about the graphing in this part, but again, it's always important to be able to write an equation in slope-intercept form. So again, make it y equals mx plus b. Isolate your y variable. 3y minus 3x equals 15. We've got to get y alone. So we'll add 3x to start on each side. That gives us 3y equals 3x plus 15. And now, since we need y, we'll divide everything by 3. 3y divided by 3 is y, equals 3x divided by 3 is 1x, or just x, and positive 15 divided by 3 is positive 5, so the equation would be y equals x plus 5. In example B, 2y plus 5x equals negative 8. Let's get the y all alone. We'll subtract 5x to start on each side. That leaves us with 2y on the left, and it equals negative 5x minus 8. Now we'll divide each side by 2. 2y divided by 2 is y, and it equals negative 5x divided by 2 is negative 5 halves x. Negative 5 halves x. Negative 8 divided by 2 is negative 4. So our equation, y equals negative 5 halves x minus 4. In example C, x minus 3y equals 6. Let's subtract x on each side so that we can get our negative 3y all alone on the left. And it equals 6 minus x, which is negative x plus 6. All right, now we're going to go ahead and divide each side by negative 3. Negative 3y divided by negative 3 is y. This, remember, is a negative 1x. Negative 1 divided by negative 3, negative divided by negative is positive, so this is going to be positive 1/3 x. And then 6 divided by negative 3 is negative 2. So we get y equals 1/3 x minus 2. Letter D, 6x minus 4y is negative 20. We've got to get our y all alone, so we'll subtract 6x on each side to start. That means negative 4y is equal to negative 6x minus 20. Divide each side by negative 4. Okay, so negative 4y divided by negative 4 is y. And it equals, all right, negative 6x divided by negative 4. Negative divided by negative is positive. And then we're going to have 6/4 x. But 6/4 actually simplifies down to 3 halves. So we're going to have 3 halves x. And then negative 20 divided by negative 4 is positive 5. So y equals 3 halves x plus 5 would be our equation in slope-intercept form. Looking at equation E, 2y equals 6x minus 8. All right, notice that the y is already by itself over here, but it's being multiplied by 2. So here we really just need to divide each side by 2. 2y divided by 2 is y. 6x divided by 2 is 3x. And negative 8 divided by 2 is negative 4. So y equals 3x minus 4. Example F, 3x minus 4y equals 8. Let's get our negative 4y alone. So we'll subtract 3x on each side to start. That means that negative 4y equals negative 3x plus 8. And now we'll divide each side by negative 4. Negative 4y divided by negative 4 is our 1y. And it equals negative 3x divided by negative 4. Negative divided by negative is positive, so we're going to have 3/4 x. Positive 3/4 x. And 8 divided by negative 4 is negative 2. So our equation is y equals 3/4 x minus 2. Our example down here at the bottom, it says, which of the following is true about the linear function 2y plus x equals 18? All right, and each case talks about the slope and the y-intercept. So let's write this equation in slope-intercept form. All right, we're going to get our 2y alone, so we'll start by subtracting x on each side. That means that 2y equals negative x plus 18. And now we'll go ahead and divide each side by 2. That means that y equals, all right, again, this negative x is negative 1x. So this is going to be negative 1/2 x. And then 18 divided by 2 is positive 9. Y equals negative 1/2 x plus 9. So here we see our slope m is negative 1/2, and our y-intercept b is at 9. So looking at our choices, well, it's going to have to be choice number 3. It has a slope of negative 1/2 and a y-intercept of 9.